Caitlin Clark recounted the moment she felt so upset following her selection as the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. In a recent appearance on the November 5th episode of the Fresh Talk podcast, which also served as a reunion for Clark, 22, and her former Iowa Hawkeyes teammates, Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall, the Indiana Fever player disclosed her disappointment in the immediate aftermath of Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's announcement of her selection. The 2024 Rookie of the Year expressed feeling so upset during the draft held on April 15, as shortly after her selection, "I just got drugged out immediately and I didn't get to see any of the draft." Clark elaborated that, though she had her phone with her that night, but I couldn't really go on it. It made me so upset. I didn't even get to see Kate get drafted. The hours following Clark's eagerly awaited selection by the Fever were taxing for the basketball talent, who mentioned that she didn't even take pictures with friends, family, or her boyfriend Connor McCaffrey during the event. Clark's participation in Fresh Talk, hosted by current Hawkeyes junior forward Jada Jayamphi, coincides with insider reports indicating that she has been offered a $1 million salary along with an equity share to join the roster of Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier's Unrivaled 3x3 League. This potential arrangement would represent a substantial increase from Clark's anticipated WNBA salary, which was projected to be $76,535 in her inaugural season based on the customary contracts for newly drafted players in the league. With the league expanding its roster size from 30 to 36 players, it is reportedly allowing Clark to take as long as she wants to consider the offered contract, according to Sports Business Journal. Currently, Clark is experiencing her first offseason in the WNBA following an exceptional rookie season that culminated in her recognition as both the league's and the Associated Press's 2024 Rookie of the Year. She recorded averages of 19, 2 points, 8, 4 assists, which leads the WNBA, 5, 7 rebounds, and 33 steals throughout the season. Brittney Griner is seizing the opportunity to participate in the WNBA off-season without the need to play overseas. The 6'9" WNBA All-Star stated that she would refrain from playing abroad again, except with USA Basketball, after enduring a 10-month imprisonment in Russia during 2022 when officials claimed a search of her luggage uncovered vape cartridges containing cannabis oil. Griner will now partake in the newly established Unrivaled 3-on-3 League located in Miami. Competition commences on Friday night and continues until mid-March. "I feel like something was missing in my off-season. I was used to playing year-round," Griner articulated. "I wanted to go back to working year-round. This is going to help me stay fresh, knocking all the dust off, and being ready for when the WNBA comes back around." She is not alone in this sentiment. Numerous WNBA players are similarly taking advantage of the opportunity to enhance their incomes while remaining close to their families and friends. Griner is among the 36 WNBA players in Unrivaled, many of whom indicate that they would find it challenging to envision playing overseas, especially if the new league demonstrates success. "We aim to provide individuals with a broader array of choices," stated Unrivaled co-founder Nafisa Collier. "Our intention is not to diminish opportunities overseas. Instead, we aspire to create alternative options. My current situation makes it particularly challenging for my family. Therefore, I cannot definitively state that I will never return." The Minnesota Lynx All-Star participated in European leagues during the WNBA off-season until 2021, but has not resumed play overseas since then. Other athletes concur that returning to foreign nations would pose difficulties. "It would be a tough sell," remarked Kayla McBride, who has dedicated numerous years to professional play in Turkey during the WNBA off-season. "But, particularly with Fenerbahce, it has always formed a significant part of my life and career." Unrivaled is offering compensation comparable to certain overseas leagues and ensures timely payments, a practice not commonly observed in foreign leagues. "Many of us are unaccustomed to that overseas, so it has been incredibly pleasant," noted Azura Stevens. "Receiving our paychecks punctually and all that has been promised to us has been fulfilled by Unrivaled, so a shout-out is due to the management here. It is genuinely reassuring for players to be involved in a league where commitments are adhered to." Courtney Williams had intended to return to China for off-season play until Unrivaled made contact. Williams indicated that the new league proposed to match her earnings in China, making the decision straightforward. Caitlin Clark possesses an extraordinary presence, regardless of the sporting venue. Whether on the basketball court or even the volleyball court, she frequently captures attention. Recall the significant backlash she faced from the volleyball community a few months prior when Nebraska volleyball decisively defeated Washington? During a post-match interview with Nebraska's volleyball coach John Cook, the presenter posed this question: "Coach, your team is incredibly entertaining to watch, and you're experiencing a sort of Caitlin Clark effect. What is it like attracting such large crowds wherever you compete?" Cook, the experienced professional, maintained composure and sidestepped any controversy, issuing this impartial response: "It's been unusual, everywhere we go, and I think this all began with a stadium match last year. The entire country is now aware of Nebraska volleyball and, we have established a record wherever we travel. They are consistently selling out. However, it is wonderful for women's volleyball." Nevertheless, this remark did not go unnoticed. Caleb Henry, the principal writer for Huskers Max, expressed his opinion, stating, "JFC really referred to Nebraska's influence on volleyball attendance records as a little bit of the Caitlin Clark effect, with a hint of sarcasm." Now, in light of this scrutiny, Caitlin Clark is extending her admiration and support to a professional volleyball team. Indy Ignite Pro Volleyball amplified the excitement on Instagram this January 16th by posting an image of none other than Caitlin Clark herself from the thrilling Indy Ignite vs Grand Rapids Rise match. The caption? "A perfect acknowledgement of her crossover celebrity, 2 courts, 1 city. Thanks for joining us, Ignite the Fire in the Ignite of B." Just envision it, Caitlin Clark, the basketball sensation of the Indiana Fever, making her entrance into the volleyball arena with flair. A touch of basketball, a splash of spikes, and an abundance of enthusiasm for Indiana sports. Now, that epitomizes the kind of sports crossover we aspire to witness. The Indy Ignite is undeniably on fire, sustaining their flawless record with an authoritative straight-set victory over Grand Rapids on Thursday. The match at the Fishers Event Center concluded with a score of 3-0, 25-18, 28-26, 25-16, propelling their record to an impressive 2-0. Leketer member Minna, the current PVF Player of the Week, exhibited tenacity with 17 kills and 2 impressive service aces. In tandem with her, outside hitter Nina Kajek contributed 16 kills. Switching focus back to Caitlin Clark, after all, she epitomizes the WNBA's rising star, does she not? Her immense popularity was palpable when she attended the Indy Ignite volleyball game, generating widespread discussion, even among the athletes. Ignite opposite hitter Azani Taylor articulated this sentiment succinctly after the match: "It was pretty sick. She's probably one of the most popular people in the world in the past year, so we're glad she came. We're thankful for that. She's always welcome back." Caitlin's presence by the court offered more than mere celebrity allure. It represents a substantial uplift for women's sports. With an increase in the establishment of professional volleyball leagues in the U.S., including a newly founded league, her endorsement might be crucial for these leagues to gain momentum. Major League Volleyball, MLV, is scheduled to commence in January 2026. This newly formed professional women's volleyball league is entering the scene with significant financial backing amounting to $100 million. With a minimum of 10 franchises already prepared to operate in the U.S., with the Omaha Supernovas serving as the inaugural team, the league is already becoming established. From Wisconsin to Washington, California to Kentucky, these teams are individually owned while adhering to MLV's established guidelines and methodologies, ensuring that every competition is both professional and thrilling. This league is dedicated to empowering athletes, fostering growth from the grassroots level, and ensuring that fans remain engaged with the league. It is concurrently enlisting influential figures both on and off the court, including Sacramento Kings owner Vivek Ranadive, 3-time Olympic gold medalist Kerry Walsh Jennings, and pop artist Jason Derulo, among others. With an increasing number of girls participating in the sport and growing male participation as well, volleyball has emerged as one of the most popular sports in high schools today. The NCAA championships in 2024 generated over 1.3 billion minutes of viewership, clearly indicating that fans are deeply invested in this sport. With the rise in nil agreements for college athletes and leagues such as the Pro Volleyball Federation and wnba paving the way, MLV appears poised to leave a significant imprint. A casual dialogue among sneaker industry insiders has ignited excitement. Envision the premier NBA athletes sporting sneakers designed by WNBA players like Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson. While this prediction from an industry insider may have seemed bold, it highlights a pivotal trend: women's basketball is gaining visibility. Moreover, its players are now at the forefront, designing the footwear that will define its trajectory. Two pioneering WNBA athletes, CC and A'ja, are set to make their mark in 2025. According to specialists, their signature footwear, created in collaboration with Nike, is anticipated to attract global attention. Nick DePaula, an insider at Boardroom, foresees Caitlin Clark and Wilson embarking on an international tour to promote their signature sneakers across courts and streets globally. Nick DePaula even forecasts that there could be as many as 100 total players across the NBA donning a woman's namesake sneaker in the forthcoming 2025-26 season. While the women's sneaker sector is already thriving, this development would represent another significant advancement propelled by the recent success of Sabrina Ionescu's Nike Sabrina 1. In a field historically dominated by males, this cultural transformation signifies a wider acknowledgement of female athletes. Women's performance footwear, which has previously struggled to establish a presence in the market, is now creating its own niche. This momentum may represent a pivotal opportunity for Clark and Wilson to shape their narrative as they desire, without external influence. Both athletes are anticipated to introduce their respective lines, joining an esteemed cadre of female sports figures such as Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart. A worldwide tour will undoubtedly provide them with the necessary exposure to engage with their supporters and solidify their brand identity. Retail outlets are reporting increased sales of women's basketball sneakers, a trend that analysts predict will gain further traction. Several factors are contributing to the growing demand for women's basketball sneakers. One aspect is the heightened visibility of women's collegiate basketball and the WNBA. Athletes like Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson contribute significantly to record viewership and attendance, and it is logical that such attention would generate interest in merchandise associated with these players, particularly performance sneakers. Another element driving this trend is the combination of style and functionality. Women's basketball sneakers are no longer exclusively focused on athletic performance. With their stylish designs and innovative features, they are becoming integral components of fashion. In reaction, brands are crafting footwear that excels in both areas. Moreover, the increased participation of women in basketball from grassroots leagues to professional arenas has rendered high-quality, performance-oriented footwear more essential than ever. Additionally, female athletes are collaborating with leading brands. A notable instance is the Nike Sabrina 1, which experienced a 200% sales surge in 2024. Enthusiasm among consumers